Hello and good morning. I'm Edwin with NFM, and thank you for joining us for this NFM Trend Talk live stream with Samsung. Here I have Dimitri. He will talk to us about new 2025 Samsung appliances. Throughout the live stream, you can drop your questions or comments in the chat for a chance to win the new all-in-one vented combo unit. And I'll let Dimitri take it over.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Edwin. So first of all, let me just say, honored to be here. I'm super excited to talk about some new product for 2025. We're, of course, starting with our brand new bespoke vented combo. So our bespoke AI vented combo. Now, what's so great about this unit is it's actually carrying over a lot of features that we had from our ventless combo that were released last year. So, of course, with the ventless, it was a really big hit last year. What was so great was, we introduced like the largest tub in the industry, as well as the introduction of the AI Home. And, it was our version of a unit that can both wash and dry without the need of a vent and just with a 120. So we pretty much, and it was actually also, #1 in Consumer Reports for the combo category. So very exciting unit for us. With now the vented combo, what we're so excited about is we're carrying over a lot of the same features, but now, as the name implies, with a vent. So what's so great about that is a ton of homes in the US already have a vent in their laundry room, a vent hookup, as well as a 240 for their electric dryer that they may already have. So what this brings is now power and speed. So whereas with the ventless one, we were able to achieve the fastest wash and dry in a combo at 98 minutes, with our vented unit, we're able to do that same wash and dry in just 68 minutes. So really, much faster and much more power behind it. So if we actually take a look, we'll also see that it's also available in a different color now. So we do have it in this nice brush black, but as you can see, they look very similar to one another. But with the vented one, you still carry over, like I said, a lot of those same great features. Starting up here, we have our AI Home. So this is going to be our 7-inch AI Home. Now this one, unfortunately, we don't have plugged in, but it is pretty much the same idea as the screen you see here. So when it goes into all the feature sets, you're still able to access all of your different cycles, as well as different entertainment options like Spotify, YouTube. You can go on the internet, and you can access SmartThings, which will allow you to control other smart devices in the home.
Yeah, let's get to a question. Like I mentioned, questions and comments will get you in a drawing to win one of these guys, brand new vented combo. What is the total runtime for a load on this?
Yeah,
again?
so we have a ton of different cycle options that we offer. Mm-hmm. So it does vary based on what cycle that you choose. Mm-hmm. But our fastest one that we advertise is definitely our super speed cycle, which is going to do a wash and dry in just 68 minutes. So literally just a hair over an hour. And if you really think about some of the top of the line washers and dryers that are out, when you do it separately, you have to think that you're still doing some type of load transfer from the washer to the dryer. So with something like this, we're eliminating the need for load transfer. Once the wash is done, it'll automatically go into the drying period. So I think once people kind of bring that into account and realize like, oh my God, like 68 minutes and I don't even need to move over my clothes, it really starts to blur that line of kind of worrying about maybe like a minutes difference in like the speed of it all.
True, yes. I mean, I forget my laundry sometimes. So saving that time from going and changing it over. You mentioned the capacity on this guy. What kind of comfort could I fit in there?
Yeah, excellent question. So we do have a 5.3 cubic foot tub. Now, you can definitely fit anything king size in this. So I think generally speaking, you need to be like at least a minimum of 5 cubic feet to do a king size comforter and some bedding and stuff like that. So with this one being at 5.3 cubic feet, just to kind of put it in numbers to make it sound a little bit easier as well, not only could you do like a king size comforter and then some like bed sheets and stuff like that, but if we were just to equate it to like pounds of laundry in general, I mean, that could roughly be like 20 to 25 pounds of laundry. So we can definitely fit quite a lot inside.
Wow.
Yeah. Some other things I want to get into is on the bottom here, we still actually have our auto dispense system, which also carries over from our ventless unit. So right here on the bottom, we actually have these auto dispense. So this one specifically is going to be for just detergent. And then over here is going to be one that is specifically what we call our flex auto dispense. So this is going to be able to do detergent, a specialty detergent, or softener. When let's say you're someone who doesn't use softener and you're like, listen, I just want to get the most out of the washing machine without having to constantly refill my detergent. If you were to fill both of these with just detergent, you'll get up to 47 loads worth of detergent. So depending on how often you use it, I mean, this could, potentially last you like a month or a little over a month without having to refill it. And with the beauty of the AI Home, it will actually track the levels of the detergent as well.
Well, that's great. That's great. So all-in-one combo here, one unit. We don't have to move it over. But is it as efficient as a individual washer and dryer?
Now, when you say efficient, you mean like the energy efficiency?
I guess from a usability standpoint, as far as performance, as far as what a normal washer performs at and a normal dryer performs.
Yeah, absolutely. So excellent question. And I guess only because I mentioned, I will say it is definitely very energy efficient as well. So it is Energy Star certified. But in terms of like the efficiency of how it actually performs, so what's great about this is when you actually look at the washing performance of it, it's going to wash just as amazingly as like one of our top of the line, for example, bespoke front load washers that we sell. So it washes extremely well. Now, being that it's a combo unit and it's going to kick in automatically into drying, and it is in a 5.3 tub, your drying time is still going to be extremely efficient. So on this one here, for example, it does, I always tell people, it washes like a washer, dries like a dryer. So you have your heating element that the air goes through, turns into hot air, kicks into your drying cycle, and then of course vents it out. So it's if we were to break it down, for example, like that 68-minute runtime, you're looking at about like 28 minutes for your wash and 40 minutes for your dry. So very, very quick. So I would say pretty efficient.
So it looks very compact, right? What are the dimensions on something like this? I see there might be a pedestal model available as well. For somebody, maybe they have a tight space.
Absolutely.
Laundry room's a little tight.
Absolutely. Great question. So what's nice about the pedestal or no pedestal is obviously it's all depending on your space. This is designed to fit a normal laundry room space. So it's about 34.5 inches of depth, for example. With something like a pedestal, what's great is that, let's say you want it to be lifted up a little. And I will say this is lifted just a slightly more than it would be in your home because it's kind of like on a block on the bottom, but the pedestal is going to raise it an additional 15 inches, which means now if you kind of look at me compared to where the combo is, minus a couple inches, because again, it's on a block, I'm right there with the screen, which means it's even going to be even more convenient to use because of having the pedestal option. So, and the pedestal itself does have physical storage also. So this isn't just something to act as a riser. You're also going to be able to use it for storage as well.
Got it. Would this be a good option for somebody in an apartment or a basement?
So I'll answer this in two different ways. So, for example, if you mentioned like basement, if you have like your standard laundry units in your basement, then yeah, absolutely, because that's what the hookups are catered to. So they're catered towards someone who already has, let's say, like a 240, and that would be a 3 or 4 prong depending on the year of their home,
yes.
And then a vent kit, a vent hookup, I should say. Okay. So if that's where that stuff is, then yeah, basement will be completely fine. A standard laundry room, wherever their standard units are right now, it will fit in just fine. And what I love about it is if you have someone who's looking to get one of these because they want more space in their laundry area, going from 2 units to 1 now gives them the flexibility to, I mean, they can add shelves, they could add a sink. I mean, they could add stuff that maybe they couldn't before because of a spacing reason. And then the other thing I'll just add is, like, again, for in a basement situation, or let's say like a closet where they don't have those vent hookups or like a 240, that's where something like the ventless would still be a great option for them. But this is going to be for someone, once again, that already has that 240 or is open to adding a 240 to a space, and then they have that vent hookup. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the screen.
Yes.
What can this screen do, or why do we have a screen there?
So with the AI Home is what we call it over at Samsung. So basically with this screen, it's designed to just make life a little bit easier. So it's going to be super convenient to use. I guess starting at kind of like the basic. So obviously it is a washer dryer. So it's going to be how you access all of your cycles. So you're going to have a ton of preloaded cycles, anything from our super speed to a normal wash to one of my favorites, which is AI Opti Wash and Dry. What I love about that one specifically is we're actually using a kind of like an internal knowledge, our AI system that's built in to decide what the best way to do the wash and dry is. So if, just out of curiosity, have you ever thought that maybe you put a little bit too much detergent or not enough detergent into your washer?
Oh, for sure. You just never know how much to exactly put.
Yeah, exactly. So with the AI Opti Wash and Dry, it's going to determine what the perfect amount of detergent is to use. If you need more of a rinse, a pre-rinse, it needs to dry a little bit more because it senses more moisture. It's able to do all that for you. So you literally just press a button and it takes over from there.
How would I clean a unit like this? Like, how do I keep that maintenance up on a unit like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So the only other thing I do want to, before I get into that, I also just want to just give it a little more shine on the screen. So, and I kind of mentioned this earlier as well, but it's also really big, the fact that because it is a screen, and us at Samsung, we definitely have a ton of experience with appliances with screens on them. We'll take a look at some a little bit later with our Family Hub units, for example. But you are also able to access different entertainment options. So if you want to watch a YouTube video, if while you're folding laundry you want to listen to some music, we do have Spotify built in, so you're able to do stuff like that as well.
Somebody's at the door and they knock on the doorbell camera.
Exactly.
They'll show up there.
Yep. So we do have like our Ring app that's built in as well. So if you could literally answer, talk to them through here. Again, it just kind of makes life a little bit more convenient.
Connected. Yep.
And with SmartThings, which interconnects all of our smart devices. I mean, we have support for so many devices that it can connect with. You're able to interface with those through here as well. So just wanted to give a couple extra little shout outs to this. Now, you had mentioned like how are you cleaning it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So another honestly great thing about the screen is it's going to tell you when it's time to do something like a self clean.
Yep.
If it needs to go through its own little self clean itself to wash out the tub. But over here is actually where we have our lint filter. And this is actually a new type of lint filter we have. We call it our Easy Lint Clean. So this is actually going to be the filter here. Now, what you'll notice is that it is a lint trap, but you'll see these little bristles right here. What's so nice about this is that we actually designed it to where when you're pulling apart the actual vent, and I hope it's not taped shut. Yeah, there we go. So when you're actually pulling apart this vent, the bristles are scraping away any lint. So when you get to the point of all of it being collected, it will easily just drop down and you don't have to worry about kind of scooping out a bunch of lint. So we designed it specifically to make disposal of the lint much easier.
Perfect.
Make sure I put this in here correctly. I'll probably, yep, see, I already knew it. And then we do also have a section for bleach in here as well.
Perfect. So
Yep.
our bleach goes in there. We're going to clean out the lint trap after every cycle.
Yep.
Our auto dispense is at the bottom for
Yep.
softener or and detergent or double detergent.
Yep.
Right.
Another big feature that we carried over as well, and this has been such an amazing feature, is at the end of your wash and dry cycle, we do have what's called the auto open door.
Really?
So actually, I can probably show it off on this one only because this one isn't plugged in. But pretty much what will happen is at the end of the cycle, this door is going to just pop open like that. What's so great about that is it's going to let all of that trapped moisture or excess moisture, excess steam get out of the system. And because of that, it's actually going to help your clothes feel even more drier than they would if it was kept closed. And as we all know with front load units, it's always, from a care perspective, is it advertised to keep it cracked open after a wash as well. So that will actually happen automatically. It's an excellent feature that people have loved, so it carries over to the vented one also.
What about dryer sheets? Am I able to put a dryer sheet in a unit like this?
That's an excellent question. So I'm someone who also uses dryer sheets, so I completely understand where you're coming from. There's actually, and you can set this up to where when the wash is done, you can set like a bit of like a delay period. So before it kicks into the drying cycle, it will let you open this up, put a dryer sheet inside.
Okay.
Close it.
In between.
Yep, in between, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is also great for somebody who, let's say, wants to dry maybe a delicate piece of clothing or something delicate on their own. They don't want it to go through the dryer itself. They have time to take that out as well.
Am I able to do like a wash only cycle or a dry only cycle?
Edwin, another amazing question. So that's something that also I love about having the screen, because it lets you go into like full customization. So you're able to do a wash only, a dry only. So you can use it just as a washer. You can use it just as a dryer. You can also, of course, like adjust your temperature, the soil level, you name it. You're able to customize that. If you're someone who you're like, listen, I just want to throw a Tide Pod in there and call it a day. We even have like a cycle that literally is it's like from Tide. It's just like, hey, Tide Pod cycle. I believe it's Tide Pod cold. Just throw it in there, start it, call it a day. So it's very tailored towards how somebody wants to do their laundry.
Yep. So this is a different unit from the previous all-in-one, which is still really good, 120 plug. This is a 240. You mentioned 3 or 4 prong.
Yes.
Does it only come in electric?
Yes. So it does only come in electric.
Okay.
And of course, the 3 or 4 prong is just based on your home. So you would just take a look at what's in there existing, and then depending on which type of cord you need, that's the one that you would get for installation.
Okay, perfect. So this is something that NFM could hook up in our local delivery routes.
Absolutely. No problem at all. Yep. No problem at all.
Perfect. And then we mentioned the pedestal, they can be purchased separately as well.
Yes.
And they'll raise it up.
It'll raise it up 15 inches.
15 inches.
Yep. So, for example, from like a height perspective, let's say someone is standing next to it and they're like, oh, like I just feel like I might have to bend down a little bit too much maybe to get down to the dispense area. Raising it that 15 inches will make it much more comfortable, and it just puts it at a really nice height as well.
Yep. And then remember, drop your questions or comments in the chat for your chance to win a free vented Samson combo unit. That being said,
were there any other questions or comments you got?
yes, we got a couple more. Does it have a wrinkle feature, or am I able to do a steam fresh only on this?
Yes, absolutely. So one of the major features that people love, especially on the drying part of it, is it's like kind of what we call like a wrinkle release mode.
Yep.
So basically, it'll just keep it tumbling until you open it, so it knows you're ready to take them out.
Okay.
So we of course have that, and then we do have the steam hookup, so you can do all of your steam features as well.
Features as well. Perfect. Am I able to use powder detergent?
Powder detergent?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So we actually have what we call like an aqua pebble. So basically what that means is that it's like this little kind of silicone accessory that comes with it. You pretty much, that's where you would either put like a pod or like some detergent or like your powder detergent. And once all of your load is in there, you just set it right on top, and then it'll make sure it gets distributed the way it's supposed to.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
But yeah, I think we're good to go, at least on the vented unit. Like I said, very excited for this. What we're going to do next is we're actually going to walk over to one of our brand new dishwashers. So we're actually going to play you a couple videos of the vented combo as well as the dishwasher we're about to take a look at. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, again, drop your questions or comments in the chat to win one of those vented all-in-one combos that we just talked about. Tons of great features on that. But now we'll shift our focus over to dishwashers.
Yeah, absolutely. Not gonna lie, I kind of wish I could go in the comments so I could win that vented combo. I love that unit. So
Might get on right now.
yeah, I know, right? So right over here, we have our brand new DW90 dishwasher. I'm just gonna start by saying I absolutely love this dishwasher. I'm very excited to get into like all the features for it. So actually starting on the outside, so you'll see we do have a pocket handle design. This is actually in our beautiful white glass. It does also come in a stainless steel as well as a matte black steel option as well. What's so great though is from an exterior perspective, we actually do also have a model that's going to have what we call an auto open door option. So it will only come in the stainless steel, but with that auto open door, basically what you would do is you would just push the top center and it would actually just pop open the door and then you'd kind of open it from there. So it's going to be great for someone who wants like a super sleek style, very modern, like they don't want anything kind of handle showing, almost like our bespokes where it's nice and flat. So, unfortunately we don't have it on display, but I did want to give it a mention because it's a really cool unit for like what it offers. The good news though is that everything on the inside is exactly the same. So with our DW90, we'll open it up here. I do want to start on the very top, which is our redesigned third rack. The reason I want to start with this is because generally speaking, on previous third racks that we had done, it was more for flat kitchen utensils, kind of like your spatulas and stuff like that, or like a longer kitchen utensil, I should say. But with this one, we now actually have some depth to where you can do more than just like your normal kitchen utensils. So you're able to do 6 4-inch glasses, 6 6-inch glasses. You can do mugs and bowls, and they all go across this area right here. And as you can see, you still have an area for your kitchen utensils. And then right here, you'll see these 6 jets, these 6 rotating jets. That is our third rack washing system. What I love about this is anything that is in that general area is going to be blasted with kind of like a mini storm wash effect, essentially. And it's going to make sure that everything in this area gets a complete wash to it. So not only do you have space for that extra stuff now, we're also gonna ensure that you get like the best wash possible in that third rack area. So I mean, I'm very excited about it because we've never done like a third rack like this before. So it's just awesome to know that if you need some extra space for like, oh, I can't fit enough cups, or you just had a lot of company over, so you do need that additional space, you'll be able to get it with something like that third rack.
Nice, nice. Everybody's talking about how they love the dishwasher, the all-white design. We always have people looking for that sleek all-white design. What colors does it come in again?
Yeah, absolutely. So you will have it in the white glass, of course, which, is stunning. It's beautiful. Yep. We definitely are going to have it in stainless steel, as well as a matte black steel color. So it's gonna be like a matte black steel, like essentially like where we used to have like a black stainless steel, but now it's more of a matte look. So for someone who has like darker appliances, or they want to do like a full matte black steel for like contrast, they can do that with that option as well.
Yep. And I see, we know it's a Samson dishwasher, but I don't see any bold badgings on there. So, if a customer likes this dishwasher, they can integrate it kind of easily into the kitchen, correct? Changeable panel.
So on this one specifically, it'll just be the way it's set up as you buy it.
Got
it is a bespoke, but this would be, for example, like if you're getting the white glass,
Okay.
it's just
Gonna
the
stay
white glass. And same with the stainless steel and the matte black steel.
Got it.
To your point though, yes, there is no logoing from the outside. So I like to say it's like kind of like brand agnostic, if you will.
Yep.
So you can match it with anything. The only place where you'll actually see a logo is right here. So we have this little Samsung logo, and this is actually a really good call out to the new LCD display we have as well.
New screen.
So it's very easy to use. So you'll have your quick settings like your sanitize, smart dry, and your storm wash. And then when this is turned on, you'll be able to filter through different dishwashing cycles through this screen right here. So it's very easy to use as well.
And your third rack there, you were talking about it. So what can we put on this third rack, or what should we be putting up there?
Yeah, absolutely. So generally speaking, like third racks have usually only been used for like flat kitchen utensils, or like just another place to put your spoons, forks. It was a good way of organizing them and taking back space you may have lost on the bottom. So with this, you still have that area right here. But now you have the extra ability to now do glasses, mugs, and bowls. So for example, let's say you have something from here that you're running out of space. You may, depending on how tall it is and the type of cup or glass that it is, you may be able to now add it right here. Yep.
Got it.
Yep. So it has some excellent depth to it. Next thing I definitely want us to talk about is the upper rack now. So a couple things is, for one, you'll see we now have a nice handle design on the side. So for example, if you want to adjust that height, you're able to do so in 3 different steps. And I like that it has it in a handle where you can just grab it. So now you can just go like this, and then you're able to easily adjust that height. This is something that, unfortunately, for those watching at home, they won't be able to feel it, but it does have a glide rail system. So, I mean, when you are pulling this thing in and out, it is as smooth as butter. So it feels really good to pull in and out. You still have a dedicated kind of this accessory here where you can line up your wine stems. You have a selection here where you can go from a mug/glass area to the tines are specifically made for wine glasses and stuff like that. So we do have that adjustment as well. But yeah, really good call out to some really cool features on that upper rack as well.
Talking about the levels and what we can fit, people in the chat are asking, where are we putting the sippy cups? Are those going up? Can we fit those up here, or those go to be down here?
So now, I don't have a child yet, but to my knowledge, it's really going to depend on how big the sippy cup is. So, for example, like on this side, you'll be able to do like 6-inch glasses.
Yep.
So maybe a 6-inch sippy cup, but you do definitely have a ton of space here to pretty much fit any size.
Right.
And only because you mentioned something like a sippy cup, I should also mention that via SmartThings, we actually have an option through the app where you can upload different cycles that aren't normally on a dishwasher. And one of them is tailored specifically for like baby products, which is awesome.
From a sizing perspective, install perspective, is this any different than what most consumers have in their home now?
Nope. It is the standard width of any dishwasher, and it's also going to be a very easy install for NFM to do.
NFM, yep, and we can haul away their old one with it.
Yep, absolutely. And then gotta talk about this lower rack now, because we have a really cool feature. So aside from just the customization we have in general, with you being able to lower and increase the tines and stuff like that, you'll see here we actually have what we call a cookware holder. So I love this because when you're not using it, it goes away. And you can now use it just like a standard dishwasher. You up your tines. But then in a situation where you have a couple pots or pans that you want to be able to just wash without taking up space like that, you now have a dedicated area where you simply just lay them in there. And now you have a dedicated area just for your pans to get washed in the most efficient way possible. Now, over on the bottom here, you'll also notice that we have what we call our StormWash Plus system. So that's actually going to be for a very, very intense wash. We not only have the dual propellers, but we have the StormWash propeller as well. And then from a drying perspective, we also have our Smart Dry system. So with Smart Dry, you're actually able to make sure that any kind of, we're all used to maybe having a little bit of liquid left over at the end of a drying cycle, but with Smart Dry, it's actually able to suck in any extra moisture, turn it into hot air, and make sure that when that auto release pops open, all of that moisture and steam gets out of there. So you're left with like really, really dry dishes.
So you talked about the storm wash back here, and where are the sprayers on this unit located?
Yep. So if we kind of go level by level, so you'll see, for example, we have the dual propeller and the storm wash propeller on the bottom.
Got it.
We still have an upper propeller to shoot down. And then when it comes to our actual third rack section, you have two. So you have a very small propeller that, it's up there, so we won't be able to see it. But then we have our complete third rack washing system right here also.
And when it comes to maintenance on this unit, what should we be doing to keep it maintained, expand the life on it?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So I would still say maintain it just like any other dishwasher. I mean, we do have the filter, for example, that's on the bottom. So we want to make sure we check it not frequently enough to where if there is something stuck in there, we'll be able to wash it out and make sure that's all nice and clear. And then we do also have, through SmartThings, it'll actually send you notification after a certain amount of washes and say, hey, it's time to do a cleaning cycle on your dishwasher. And what's so great about it is literally all you're going to do is turn it on, and then it'll send it to your dishwasher, and all you got to do is press start, and it'll start doing it. So then it'll run a self-cleaning cycle. Yep.
Got it. And do we need any special detergent for this? Or are we can we get most of this at the local grocery store?
Yeah. No, nothing special. Okay. You can either use either your dish detergent or like the dish packs.
The dish packs.
Yep. So like your Cascade or your Jet Dry and stuff like that. And then you do have your dedicated area for the street clean and all that. But yeah, honestly, I think we're good on the dishwasher. The next thing we're going to roll over to is one of our brand new refrigerators. So actually, we're going to play a clip of a really cool feature on a fridge that we're going to show you next.
Thank you for joining us. And again, if you're joining us kind of late, we are giving away a all-in-one vented combo. But to enter, you do have to ask questions or comments in the chat stream. So all-in-one new vented combo. But Dimitri here, let us know about this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Still jealous about the vented combo. I'd really like one myself. But so right over here is what we call our RF90B. Real exciting refrigerator from us because it's actually the first time we've done a refrigerator with a smaller screen, as you can see. So I guess we'll start with the easy stuff first. So from an exterior perspective, it is still a bespoke 4-door French door, which means when it comes to panels, if you want to, you still have the ability to kind of customize those down the road. If you want to change the color for whatever reason, we do still have a flex zone drawer. So that's actually going to be a standard feature, of course. We're still going to have our beverage center. Pretty much one of our most popular features on any bespoke, because not only do you have the water dispenser, but you have our autofill pitcher, which I will tell you, I have a bespoke refrigerator. I use this 99% more than I use the standard water dispenser, because you always have filtered cold 48 ounces of water ready. And we actually have a built-in infuser where you're able to add like lemons, strawberries, whatever you want, and it'll infuse the water as well. So you're still going to have that. And one of my other favorite features is actually, of course, going to be on the freezer, which is going to be our dual auto ice maker. Now, this is going to give you the option of being able to do, it could be cubed ice, it could be ice bites. Me specifically, I'm a huge fan of the ice bites. I don't want to quite say they're like they're almost like a nugget ice essentially. So I love that ice. So kind of want to just start with the fact that if you're familiar with like a bespoke refrigerator in general, and those are some features that you loved, this is still on there. So I do just want to make that evident. Now, let's start on the outside. So as you can see here, we have this beautiful 9-inch screen. So this is now our 9-inch AI home. So you'll kind of see a little bit of a trend from us when it comes to having our screens on appliances. So we now have our 7-inch AI Home on our combos, we have it on our slide-in induction, and now we have a version of it on our refrigerator here. Now, to make it sound as easy as possible, this is essentially almost like a smaller or like a baby family hub essentially. So you're going to have about 90 to 95% of the same apps as you would on a standard family hub, which is amazing because that means that you're still going to be able to access stuff like YouTube. You can still listen to music. You'll still be able to like take notes. You can look up recipes. You'll be able to access smart things. Like all of those things people love a family hub for are going to carry over even to the smaller screen. Now, another thing that carries over from actually another refrigerator that we have called the 9900 is we brought some really great convenience features over. So you'll see on the bottom here, we have these two sensors. So here, if you want, you touch that one, I'll touch this one. Okay. So we're just gonna give it a tap right there. And you'll see we have our auto open door functionality. So with the auto open door, this is going to make life much more convenient when your hands are full and you have that big platter of something that you need to put into the fridge. You're full of groceries. You'll be able to just activate the auto open door and open those up. What's great is you don't need to just use your hands. Honestly, you can like bump it with your hip, your elbow. As long as it detects that touch, it'll open those doors for you. So since we're actually already inside the refrigerator, another thing I want to call out is the AI vision inside. So with something like the AI vision inside, it's actually going to be able to scan what goes in and out of the refrigerator. So like if you were to put like some eggs in there, it would detect them as eggs and then add it to your food list.
Wow. Mm-hmm. What about sizing? So I see this might be a counter depth model. Mm-hmm. What kind of sizing? Is it a standard size?
Awesome. Yeah, excellent question. So we are going to have it in both counter depth and standard depth. Counter depth is going to be at 23 cubic feet, where the standard depth is going to be 29 cubic feet. Other than that, it is the standard 36-inch width of any other fridge. And then from a height perspective, you would just want at least like 70 inches of clearance.
I see the screen is very similar to the vented combo that we talked about, that we're giving away with comments and questions in the chat. Does it need internet for this to work? An internet connection?
Yeah, awesome question. So the beautiful thing is just to use it as a refrigerator itself. Technically, no, you don't need internet just to use it. So when it comes to like the functionality of the fridge itself, it's still going to work without internet. But I will say you would be doing a disservice not connecting it to internet because there's so much more that you can do when it's connected. So let's say you connect it to your home Wi-Fi. That's where you're going to get into the ability to once again access like smart things, to maybe take control of other Samsung devices you have, or other devices that are partnered with smart things, as well as like, hey, I can watch a YouTube video. I can listen to some Spotify. I'll be able to look up just much more and do more when I'm connected to the network.
Got it. So it is fully functional without internet, but you can maximize its use once you connect it.
Exactly.
To that Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're going to have a much more use case out of it when it's connected to the internet.
What about fingerprints? I see off the bat, I mean, if I got to touch this here, I don't have to put my hand on it.
Yep.
On that glass, but how does it hold up against fingerprints?
So great question. So I will say, in NFM, everything is extremely clean. So it's probably always hard to see fingerprints on anything in here. But that being said, yes, when you are doing this, it does also take away from the fact of you having to maybe use your hand or something. Now we do have the handles on the top and the bottom. So technically I could open this without having to touch anything. That being said, it is a glass-like material. So you could just clean it and it'll take away any fingerprints very easily.
Same thing with like these two panels down here.
So these two are going to be stainless steel down here. So with the glass panels, you can just use like kind of like a glass cleaner. With the stainless steel, you'd want to make sure it's not like a chemical that would mess up that material, let's say. But still, as long as you have the right stuff, still very easy to clean.
Fingerprint stainless.
Yep.
What colors does this unit come in?
So it is actually, at least for right now, it's just going to be in this combination.
Just in this
So
combo.
just the charcoal glass on the top and the stainless steel on the bottom. Now, aside from the panel that has the screen built into it, this panel and the two on the bottom will be able to get interchanged if somebody wants to.
Because it's a bespoke. It's part of the bespoke line.
Exactly. Yep.
Is it easy to connect to the Wi-Fi, or would I do that through the SmartThings app or through the unit itself?
So you would do it through the unit itself.
Okay.
Yep. So for example, right now we do have it in a demo mode, but if I go through here, and then so this is kind of like your little home screen right here where you can go through. So we have our fridge manager, the product care, so it tells you how much life you have left on the filter. But actually, all I would do is go into the settings here, and then you'll see it says connections. And then once you go into connections, that's where you would go into Wi-Fi and connect. Yep.
So what kind of app features could I do through the phone as well? I see there's a bunch of apps on here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it all connects through SmartThings.
So SmartThings is more so like our Samsung's ecosystem for just being able to interconnect all of your devices.
Okay.
So it's acting as a hub. So pretty much like, let's say you have a thermostat, you have smart lights, you have smart blinds. Just those are examples of devices to where you just want them all in one place. Mm-hmm. So if, for example, if this was connected, I'd be able just to click into the SmartThings app and I can see all of those devices right on here.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And also from your phone.
Yes, exactly. Through the SmartThings app on your phone as well. Yep. And with speaking of stuff to do on your phone, that makes life just much more convenient. So you're actually able to, let's say you're at the grocery store and you forgot something and you're like, oh my God, like what was I forgetting? Like, do I have this? Because of the AI vision inside camera, you'll be able to go into SmartThings from your phone and look inside of your fridge.
What about this drawer? Well, what can we do with this drawer? We were just asking, what does the drawer look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So with the Flex Zone drawer, it has 5 different temperature settings that you're able to do. So you can go anything from a soft freeze to kind of like what would be the most optimal for, let's say, like something like wine, which is around like 41 degrees, and anything in between. So you're able to choose the temperature that's in here, so you can kind of sort through whatever you want to put in there.
And you mentioned the beverage center with the autofill pitcher. Still has a regular dispenser, ice maker in the bottom. I don't see a filter out here somewhere. How do we change that filter? How do we get to that filter?
Yeah, absolutely. So before we actually get to our next fridge, that'll be a great thing just to show real quick. So here's our water filter right here in the center.
In the center.
So you just open this latch, you'll be able to twist it out, and then you can put it back in. So that'll be it for RF90B. So next thing we'll go to our RF90A and we'll show a short video while we get to the next product, just to kind of show off one of the cool features for that as well.
And welcome back. Again, drop your questions or comments in the chat for a chance to win the Vented all-in-one combo that we'll do a drawing here at the end. But the way to enter questions or comments in the chat to get in that drawing for the free Vented all-in-one combo.
Which
Dimitri,
again, I'll say for the last time, I'm still extremely jealous about. But last but not least is going to be our RF90A. So this is actually going to be our bespoke 4-door French door, now with an AI Family Hub Plus. So if you're familiar with our 9900 4-door Flex unit, which also has an AI Family Hub Plus, we've pretty much taken that beloved format that people, they love it. I mean, they're in love with all the features and the massive screen. And we've brought it now to the 4-door French door as well. Now, the first thing I want to say is the reason I love having features like this now carry over to this format is because, let's say from a height perspective, maybe that unit is just a little bit too tall for someone's space. This is now in a 70-inch height, which is going to fit even more homes than our 4-door Flex could before. So I just love the fact that we're now bringing features that people kind of want in more of our products to a very popular line of our refrigerators. And you can see, I mean, just by looking at it from the outside, I mean, we now have this big 32-inch AI Family Hub Plus screen on it. So if we actually go, I mean, you'll just see here, we have like an example of like some of the different apps on the home screen, but you can swipe over and then you can go into Samsung TV Plus. When you are signed into SmartThings, this is where, I mean, we were talking about having like a hub before. I mean, this is a way to have a hub on your refrigerator for your smart devices.
You mentioned SmartThings. So if I have a login with my SmartThings, can my family members also access my account through SmartThings as well? Multiple family members? Yeah.
So depending on who has access to your account, or if you share your account with somebody, they'll be able to easily access that. Being that the SmartThings is like on your actual refrigerator itself, if you, let's say, live with somebody, they'll still be able to access different quick controls from here. So let's say they want to change the thermostat. Yep. They can do it right from here, just without like the help of somebody, let's say. So it's very easy to do.
Or check on the cycle time left on the all-in-one vented combo.
Absolutely. So you're still able to do that. So, and you bring up a good point, because if someone has this, but they have other Samsung devices or appliances in their home, let's say their dishwasher's running that we just saw, the combo's running, they want to see how much time is left. Maybe they want to pause it for some reason. They're able to do it right from the screen.
Can I pull up recipes on here?
Oh yeah. So not only can you pull up recipes, this is probably the way to pull up recipes, to be honest, because
hands-free.
Yeah, that, and you also have this large screen. So I'll do a really nice call out to our AI Vision Inside again. So this, of course, still is equipped with the auto open door, as well as the AI Vision Inside camera. So with the AI Vision Inside camera, once again, just like we said for the last refrigerator, it's able to scan what goes in and out of the refrigerator. Now, just to kind of break that down into like, we've even updated that feature. So just as an example, with that AI Vision Inside and via an update we just gave it, we're now able to scan in up to 37 different fresh food items and up to 50 packaged food items. So let's say, Edwin, you're at home, you have one of these nice fridges, and you're looking for something to make. You have a tomato in there, maybe a couple other ingredients. You can now access your refrigerator list, select those different ingredients that you have, and then hit search recipes, and it will actually tell you what you can make with those ingredients. Wow. And it'll even tell you what you're missing, so you can add to those existing ingredients to make a dish that you want to do. So yeah, I mean, it is a very, very nice way to look up recipes and start making a favorite meal of yours.
What about the screen? Somebody asked, is it toddler proof? Yeah, what if
that's a great question. So I will say that for someone who absolutely, they're like, for some reason, for a short period of time, they just can't have the screen on, we do still have a physical on-off switch. You can also adjust settings in here to where once it's like not in use, like you would have to tap it a couple times to kind of go into it. But it is almost like a big tablet. So even though you do have some accessibility features, there's some different parameters that you would go through to make sure that it's toddler proof, as you say. But in terms of, again, I kind of mentioned it with the other refrigerator, but I should call it out for this one as well. You can see it looks exactly the same as a refrigerator from the last fridge we just looked at. And that's important because, once again, it is still a bespoke. It still has the beverage center. It still has the Flex Zone drawer, and then of course it still has the dual auto ice maker. So when it comes to just those standard refrigerator features that people love, it does still have those. The big deal with this one is the fact that we brought over the auto open door, we brought over the AI Vision Inside, and of course, whereas on our previous Family Hub it was smaller, it was about 21.5 inches, this one is now 32 inches. So as we were saying before, if we actually go into this little app drawer right here, you'll see an example of some of the apps that we have. So you have like your Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Samsung TV Plus, which honestly, Samsung TV Plus is probably one of the biggest things people love because you have like over 400 free channels. So as you're making your meal in the morning, maybe before you go to work, you can literally just watch TV right here on the screen.
Oh, yep. I have a Samsung TV myself, and I watch Samsung TV Plus all the time. That being said, if I'm watching something in my bedroom or in the living room, like the big game. Am I able to see that here as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for example, let's say like on your phone or like a tablet, you want to be able to like screen share to the fridge. So if Samsung TV Plus, let's say, didn't have that specific channel, you can literally screen share your phone or tablet to this screen, and now you'll have whatever you're playing on here. So yeah, if you have the big game on, you'll be able to watch it on here. All you have to do is just screen share it.
And then I see a couple no-name apps: Google, YouTube, Facebook. Does this have like a web browser, an app store?
So it is. So first thing I'll mention is that from a software perspective, it is powered by Tizen, which is a Samsung software. If you go into the app drawer, these are apps that are kind of readily available. It doesn't have an app store, but if we release a new app, you'll see it as an option to where you can download it. So you will be able to kind of download apps that we add if we put those in the fridge.
Well, going back to the recipe thing with the AI, Tilly recipes. What if I have my own recipe, family recipe? Can I upload my own recipes on there?
So yeah, absolutely. So that's actually what's really cool about the Samsung Food app. Is if you make an account through Samsung Food, it's kind of for the aspiring chef, essentially. So you're able to create an account, and then you can put your own recipes as well.
And then sizing, we talked about this is the counter depth. So the biggest thing about this guy compared to its 4-door model is that this guy is 70 inches tall instead of the 72, 73.
Exactly, for the 4-door flex. So if that refrigerator is just a little bit too tall for somebody, then this one, again, carries over the same great features, but now at a shorter height.
So what sizes does this guy come in?
From like the width?
Width, height, depth. I see this is the counter depth. You guys also make a full-size model on this?
Yes. So this is actually just like the refrigerator we saw before. It has the counter depth, which is 23 cubic feet, and the full depth, which is 29. And then it is the standard 36-inch wide for refrigerators. Yeah. Any other comments or questions you're seeing that we got to answer?
Let's see. Got the drawer. Does the fridge have automatic updates?
Excellent question. So it definitely does. So you'll actually, within the settings, you'll see like there's a place here where you can look at the about, you can look at the status and all that. But there will be where it'll do an automatic app update. So basically you can wake up one morning just to new features. It's also extremely secure. And I guess I should add, especially since this is the last product that we're going to be talking about, I should add the fact that any of our smart connected appliances are safe and secure with Samsung Knox, which is extremely secure to make sure that your data is safe. So that's going to be across all of our smart appliances.
Got it. And I see as a calendar, how easy is it for me to kind of connect my own calendar with this calendar and maybe upload family photos or something like that?
Yeah, great question. So for the calendar perspective, if you have events that are through your Samsung account on the Samsung calendar, it's actually just going to carry them right over. So as long as you're signed into your Samsung account and all of your stuff goes through that Samsung calendar, well, great. You'll be able to go in here and then you'll see your different events. And then from a photos perspective, you can either connect to Google Photos and then have an album just for your family hub. That's what I do on mine. Or through the SmartThings app, there'll be a section where it says upload photos to the fridge, and you can do it through the SmartThings app as well.
Got it. And through the Family Hub, is that how I'm able to will it let me know if my filter needs to be changed there, if I can change the temperature on the fridge through there?
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll actually see it right here through the through the fridge manager. So right now we have it turned off since we're in the store, but on here you'd be able to change each different temperature. And then on where it says here for the filter, it says right now the filter is clean 100%, but you'll actually be able to order one from us, or if we have an Alexa Smart reorder as well.
Oh, wow.
And then you'll be able to, it says buy, you can replace, you can reset it, anything you want to do. So we do have all of that through the fridge manager.
And does it have a weather app? Will it show us the weather?
You have weather, yes. So we do have a dedicated weather app. Once you're signed in, it'll get your location of where you are. And then it will, of course, update based on that. So wherever your hometown is and you have this, it will definitely show that weather.
Nice.
Yep. But that's going to do it for RF90A. Honestly, it's been amazing being able to talk about all of these great appliances. So yeah, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, and I guess we will do the drawing for the winner of the all-in-one combo vented unit that we talked about earlier.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited to see who wins.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today.